Traders like the idea of trading stops simply because it means that their psychology can better deal with a trade coming back or effectively giving away profits. Okay, and that's why so many traders love this concept of a trading stop, because what it does is it enables them to ultimately accept, getting out of a trade sooner, accept that, oh, well, it came back, it took me out of the trade, I got unlucky because it hit my trading stop, but I did the right thing. Okay. The reality is that trading stops, they're not inherently a bad idea, but they are not suitable for most trading strategies or situations. In other words, I would say that 90% of you should not be using trading stops, okay? Unless you are trading a long-term trend following type strategy, I would say to you, then maybe you have a good reason to use trading stops as a strategy. But otherwise, for most of you, don't even worry about trading stops. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Now, very important. I never want to say something is completely out of the question, because that's ignorant, if anything. Okay. It's a bit naive. Trading stops are a strategy, so it can be applicable, but it's not going to be applicable to most day traders. Okay. And yes, there are advantages and disadvantages. And ultimately, the effectiveness depends on how it's used. Now, like I said to you, the reason why trailing stops are not a good idea, it boils down to number one, complexity. Okay. Trailing stops add a layer of complexity to your trading strategies. All right. Particularly for newer traders. I would say to a newer trader, if you're in your first 3 years, just forget that you ever read the word trailing stop. Okay. What do I mean by complexity? All right. The simple way to look at it is, let's say you enter the market and you buy a breakout. Where do you put your trading stop? Do you put it 5 ticks behind you, 10 ticks behind you, 20 ticks behind you? Do you put it 1%? Do you put it 2%? Do you put it 5%? Are you going to go and back test and tell me that in your back test it said 1% is optimum? Is that the same for every market you trade? What about time frame? What are you going to do on a 1 minute versus a 5 minute versus a 60 minute? Okay, the reality is the moment you put a trailing stop in, you invite in a new variable. Now, what do I mean by variable? When it comes to trade execution, there are only 3 things we have to worry about as a trader. Number one, entry. Where do I enter the market? Number 2, where do I place my stop? And number 3, where is my hypothetical target? In other words, based on the strategy I'm executing, what is the likely target? Those are the only 3 variables we have as a trader. Now, when you use trading stops, you bring in a 4th variable. Now, if any of you have ever done a back test on something, okay, you will know that it's notoriously difficult to create a strategy with any kind of edge just using 3 variables. Okay, think of the number of permutations you have when you've got 3 variables. Now add in a 4th variable. Okay, you change the entire dynamic of a strategy by using a trailing stop. All right. So for this very reason alone, for the complexity reason, I'd say get rid of it. You don't need it. It's not adding value to you as a trader. Okay. Unless, of course, you are a long-term investor, swing trader who takes on a trade for a number of days, weeks, and months, and you are a trend following trader. Then by all means, you have every right to use trading stops. Okay. The second thing, market noise. Okay. Trailing stops are very sensitive to market noise and short-term price fluctuations. In other words, if you are trading a volatile market versus a non-volatile market, you're going to need a different trailing stop. Now, which one are you going to use? How are you going to define volatility? Okay, because the reality is, in a very volatile market, your trailing stop is going to get stopped out every single time. Okay, and this is that layer of complexity that I desperately want traders to avoid. Okay, now, when the markets experience minor price swings within a trend, the trading stop can get triggered, and all of a sudden, you're exiting your position prematurely. Okay, let's talk about the psychological impact of trading stops. Okay, relying solely on trading stops can lead to a passive trading approach. In other words, when you put a trailing stop in, what traders are trying to typically do is they're trying to say, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this trade. I'm going to walk away. I don't want to watch it. And the worst case scenario is, I'm not going to lose because I've gone onside now and my stop is trailing. So they're trying to almost safeguard their own mental approach, when in actual fact, they're just missing out on key market information. Okay, when you watch the market, you're learning, you're understanding what's going on in the market. right? So don't use it to protect your psychology, because in actual fact, you're missing out on something far more important, okay? The fourth one, risk reward inconsistency. Okay, if you've ever tried to use a trailing stop, what you're going to find is that you're either going to have trades that sometimes go to reward. In other words, you get your full risk reward. Otherwise, you've got very, very small risk reward. And what you have then is you have a high degree of inconsistency when it comes to your risk reward. Okay, so how do you determine whether or not your strategy is valuable or not? Okay, and then finally, you limit the upside. Okay, when you are using trading stops, if you go draw up a distribution now, again, I know a lot of people doing a back test, they're going to say, well, they've back tested it. The reality is what you're going to find is that you limit your upside when you're using trading stops, okay? Because more often than not, you're going to use tight trading stops. And when they do get hit, you're going to forego all the extra upside, okay? So very, very important. It's not that trailing stops are not a strategy. They very much are a strategy, but they're not suitable for most traders, okay? Now, there is an option, okay? What we teach and what we believe in at Tradelo is what we call strategy characterization. In other words, every strategy has got an exit point for a reason. In other words, if I get into a breakout trade and the market's breaking out and we're going into price discovery mode, the reality is that I'm not looking to exit just because a market pulls back a little bit. Okay, I'm looking to exit when I see something characteristically objective from the market. In other words, in a breakout trade, when a market runs into liquidity after having broken out, at that point when it finds liquidity, I'm now exiting the trade. Okay, equally, we pay attention to what we call failure characterization. In other words, certain characteristics will also lead us to cut a trade early. In other words, if I look for a breakout to the upside and all of a sudden I see really large sell orders come into the market and the market's doing a high degree of volume but cannot see price moving higher, we'll treat that characteristic as an exit characteristic. Okay, so we don't rely on market noise and the market pulling back a few ticks to exit. No, we rely on objective facts that the markets are teaching us. Okay, that as a strategy is far more objective. Okay, and it's far more sustainable in the long run for most traders. Okay, strategy characterization is something we adopt at Tradelo, and it's a far better strategy for most traders than trading stops.